Master Archie Bell.
And the drills, man. Don't forget the drills.
And the drills. Yeah, yelling at all the guys to do their thing, man. Oh, and then do your right now. Tighten up now. All right, thank you, Archie. Please, go to bed.
You were a drill, weren't you?
Yeah, I didn't like that much being yelled at, Tighten up on the drums, man. All right, 7:33 it is. Time for the news, brought to you by... With the fog, we got 69, and once again, here's Bill.
Thanks, Steve. Good morning, everyone. United States employers added 206,000 non-farm in June, slightly beating economists' estimates of 200,000 jobs. The figure is lower than the downwardly revised gain of 218,000 jobs in May of this year. The June unemployment rate did rise to 4.2%, tied for the highest jobless level since October of 2021. Economists had expected the rate to remain unchanged from May's 4%. Most of the jobs were added in government, healthcare, and social assistance. However, average hourly earnings in June did rise by 0.3% month over month and almost 4% year over year. And as we discussed in the last news segment, the 13th of nearly 24 superloads and the second of 4 loads that exceed 900,000 pounds will depart the dock site in Adams County this morning. In fact, it's probably already on its way. Now, this load carries an air processor known as a cold box used in the silicon chip manufacturing process. It weighs over 916,000 pounds. The move is scheduled to take more than a week as it heads to Licking County. It will make stops locally in West Portsmouth, Lucasville, and Chillicothe before being delivered on Tuesday, July 16th. Now, due to the size of the loads and slow speed of the convoy, moves will begin earlier than previous trips. It's estimated to hit Scioto County, mainly the city of Portsmouth, tomorrow morning after leaving the west side at around 7 a.m. In southwest Ohio, one county is overwhelmed by the volume of juvenile delinquents and abused children at group homes. Jay Fox explains.
The Dayton Daily News reports that more than a third of the state's group homes that handle children who have been delinquent or are victims of neglect and abuse are located in Montgomery County. This has put an undue strain on Montgomery County courts and related police departments. In 2023, Dayton police serviced almost 3,000 calls to these facilities, including 600 to one in particular. Zoning law options are now being explored to better serve a population that juvenile court judge Helen Wallace says is simply being ignored.
And Portsmouth City Council will convene this evening. Getting a first reading will be a move that authorizes the transfer of property formerly known as the Adelphia Building on Washington Street to the Southern Ohio Port Authority. City Manager Sam Sutherland says he believes that property is suitable for reinvestment to the right developer, for which the Southern Ohio Port Authority has better outreach and capabilities to market that property. Also, with an official first reading tonight will be the proposed transfer of 2 pieces of prime property in downtown Portsmouth from Kroger to the city. Now, after receiving an Opportunity Appalachia grant through the Appalachian Regional Commission, the city's plan is to develop these buildings for the purpose of downtown apartments. Mayor Charlotte Gordon will bring the meeting to order tonight at 6 p.m. If you're unable to attend, you can live stream the meeting on Portsmouth City Government's Facebook page. From Mix 99.3 News, I'm Bill Shope.
So one more time, the superload should be here today around noon?
No, it'd be on the west side.
On the west side,
Yet
right.
late today.
Late today.
Now, this thing's going to be moving really, really slowly.
Okay.
Under 10 miles per hour. It's going to stay all night on the west side. I offered up Stately Hayes Manor, but it's going to be on the west side, and then it's going to leave the west side early tomorrow morning and hit Portsmouth.
All right. And speaking of not moving very slowly is Hurricane Beryl, who may be here Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, it's
crazy.
This has been a huge, huge storm, yes.
Well, it splashed upon the Texas shore this morning and is now moving. Believe it or not, it just hit the shore, and then it's just heading right up through the middle of the country. And today, the surge is going to be the main thing when it hits, because it was a tropical storm and then it reformed into a hurricane. Surge as high as 3 to 6 feet will extend all the way to Galveston Bay and southward to South Padre Island.
I mean, we don't think about these kind of things too much because they don't really hit here, but that's a major league storm.
It is indeed, and essentially the threat for storm surge flooding and coastal inundation will extend along the entire Gulf Coast, and then this thing will head north, come up through Missouri, it'll nip Tennessee, Kentucky, and then come. We're kind of on the far perimeter of it, but it'll come right up through Ohio and end up on Lake Erie.
Well, see, there are a lot of things that people don't take into consideration in major storms like this, and it may not hit us full force, but there's always a ripple effect that's going to hit us weather-wise as well as supply-wise, and it disrupts the economy.
It does, and it's going to be interesting to see what it's going to be like when Beryl hits our region up here, but it looks like it'll be mostly gusty winds and maybe some rain, but one of the things that I've always said, I love my time up on Lake Erie because there's never been a hurricane. And guess what? We're getting one.
It looks like it, but you know what? In a weird way, I think storms up on that lake are beautiful.
They are indeed. They are. Hi, our good friends, Portsmouth Cancer Care and Associates, Dr. Inashita, Dr. Jaffrey, where the care, compassion, and roadmap to your recovery begin. For over 30 years, Dr. Inashita and his staff at Portsmouth Cancer Care and Associates have been changing lives with the most comprehensive treatment and cure for cancer in the area. During this time in Portsmouth, Dr. Inashita has created a name of patient excellence in the highest degree and will continue that fight with each and every patient towards the cure. Dr. I, as he's known by his thousands of friends, is proud to announce the addition of Dr. Hassan Jaffrey to the staff of Portsmouth Cancer Care and Associates. Dr. Jaffrey's medical expertise is with all cancers as well as treatment of blood disorders, bone marrow, and the immune system. Together, Dr. Inashita and Dr. Jaffrey create a very special team that's there when it comes to fighting back to regain your good health. Feel free to stop in and welcome Dr. Jaffrey to the staff at 916 11th Street or call 353-4884. It's Portsmouth Cancer Care and Associates of Portsmouth, always there with the care, the compassion, and the roadmap to your recovery. And good morning, about 20 away from the top of the hour of 8, it is, and sports on Mix, brought to you by Collier Medical. And again, Collier is there at 1661 State Route 522. They offer leasing, equipment rental, and on-site safety professionals. As Chuck is here to try to take the pain away from what happened over this past weekend. And who'd have thunk it, man? Here, listening to the Reds on the weekend, I listened to a lot of radio, and they sweep the Yankees in their own house, man. Right. The house that Ruth built next door to the real house that Ruth built. But,
exactly.
And then all of a sudden come, and the lowly Detroit Tigers.
Yeah.
Yeah, my goodness.
I guess if there's a silver lining here, which after bringing up those two great points, the fact that the Reds beat a good Yankees team and lost to a bad Tigers team, records obviously don't really matter all that much, but the teams that the Reds have coming up between now and the All-Star break, which the All-Star game itself will be a week from tomorrow,
right,
are really bad. I mean, if you look at the Rockies and then the Marlins, they're both 26 games below 500,
right.
32 wins, 58 losses. I mean, the Reds are 6 games under the 500 mark. It's not like the Reds are playing winning baseball either, but I mean, my goodness, on paper, for whatever that matters, the Reds should be, I would think, heavily favored here over these remaining 7 games before heading into the All-Star.
They were heavily favored in all 3 of the games going into this weekend.
Yeah, no doubt.
But the problem is, when you collectively get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I think they got 12 hits in 3 games. 12 hits in 3 games, you ain't going to win them.
Which culminated into 8 runs over 3 games.
It could have been 13, but I'm telling you, yesterday it was 4. It was 4 the night before. 4,
they
that's
had
8,
maybe 6 or 7
9,
on
10,
Friday.
11, 12, 13. Maybe 14 hits, but in 3 games we're talking.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then the
Can't do
bullpen just not good, especially Saturday. That was very sad because Hunter Green pitched the first 7 innings and gave up no runs off of 3 hits. I want to say the Reds were up 2-0.
They were.
After 7
They were.
on Saturday and wound up losing 5-3. I mean, Fernando Cruz and Sam Moll More often than not, they're decent, but boy, it's the proverbial box of chocolates when those guys come in.
All right,
you don't know what you're going to get.
All right, and we still don't, but that's okay. It's our first. it's another look at what we hope will be a turnaround tonight. Here's Chuck.
Yeah, Reds therapy. The Detroit Tigers rolled into the Queen City this past weekend and swept a 3-game series from the Reds. The Tigers polished off that sweep yesterday with a 5-1 win. Cincinnati has fallen back into 4th place in the NL Central standings, 10.5 games out. Bring on the Rockies for a 4-game series. The Reds will host Colorado this evening for a 7:10 first pitch, and you can hear that contest on Fox Sports with AM 1260 and 95.7 FM. Coverage will start at 6:40. Andrew Abbott will take to the mound for Cincy. Colorado will counter with Dakota Hudson. The Cleveland Guardians took 2 out of 3 from the San Francisco Giants over the weekend. Yesterday, the Guardians won the rubber match 5-4. The Guardians maintain a 6-game lead in the American League Central. Cleveland will visit Detroit this evening for a 6:40 first pitch. The All-Star break, as mentioned, will be 1 week from tomorrow, and the Reds and Guardians will have some representation in that game. In his second Major League season, Cincinnati's Ellie De La Cruz has been selected to play in the Midsummer's Classic. Cleveland's Emmanuel Clace, Josh Naylor, and David Fry have also been selected. Again, the All-Star game will be a week from tomorrow. It will be played in Arlington, Texas. In minor league baseball, the Chillicothe Paints won 3 out of 4 over the weekend. The Paints swept a doubleheader at Full Count Rhythm Friday, winning 6-3 and 8-3. Chillicothe fell at Champion City Saturday, 4-2. The Paints defeated the Lafayette Aviators yesterday on the road, 11-8. Chillicothe returns home this evening to entertain Lafayette. That'll be a 7:05 first pitch at the VA Memorial Stadium. The NASCAR Cup Series raced in the rain in the streets of Chicago yesterday, making for an entertaining event. Alex Bowman took the checkered flag. Tyler Reddick, Ty Gibbs, Joey Hand, and Michael McDowell rounded out the top 5. The IndyCar Series raced in the Buckeye State yesterday. Pato O'Ward took the checkers at the Grand Prix of Mid-Ohio. And yesterday at Wimbledon, the top-ranked player in men's singles tennis, Yannick Sinner, defeated Ben Shelton in straight sets in men's singles play. Action at Wimbledon will continue throughout this week. Your Portsmouth Insurance Sports Time is 7:44. Portsmouth Insurance is a TAH benefits partner. Call Gary Duzan for all of your employee benefit needs.
Yes.
And that is a look at sports.
Thank you, Chuck. And this update brought to you this morning by Collier Medical. And again, 1661 State Route 522 in Wheelersburg. You'll find them there. And we've got your traffic weather together next.
Collier Medical in Wheelersburg offers occupational medicine with nurse practitioner Jamie Reynolds. Collier Company has closed its primary care to focus on the occupational needs of businesses in the tri-state, offering drug screens, pre-employment and DOT physicals, as well as medical surveillance, respirator fit, and audiometric testing. Whether you're an employee or an employer needing occupational medical services, go with the convenience of Collier Medical, 1661 State Route 522 Wheelersburg. Scheduling an appointment is recommended, but walk-ins are welcome. Call 740-574-8728 and be on the lookout for Call Your Home Medical coming soon.
And your traffic service of your friends at the Scioto River, 1024 Gallagher Street. And again, they're going to be there for you, and that'll be, of course, starting at 11 o'clock this morning with legendary steaks, chicken ribs, and more. This morning got some fog, and we also have some heat down near Osco this morning. And that would be, I believe, a sheriff's deputy. But be careful coming into town on 52. Also, we've got Shearer Hollow Road closed today. That's going to be night and day through July 19th. And also, Morris Lane in Jefferson Township will be closed. That'll be between Pile Road and Blue Run Township Road through Thursday, day and night. So, see something we need. And, of course, the super load is going to be coming down 52, as we've talked about. Should be in West Portsmouth by early this afternoon. So if you see something we need to know about, give us a call at 354-1993. Traffic service of the good folks at the Scioto River open 7 days a week.
Weather a service of the Scioto County Career Technical Center, where you can begin your career as a certified pharmacy technician. Financial aid is available for those who qualify. For more information, call 740-259-5526 or visit sciototech.org.
First alert forecast from WSAZ. The usual morning feel turns to another hot afternoon. Temperatures beginning in the 60s, headed for the low 90s during the second half of the day today. Mainly dry, though getting more humid. Overnight tonight, we could sustain an isolated shower with lows near 70, but mainly just times of steamy sunshine. Tuesday included, highs in the 90s. An isolated shower, but few will be out there.
I'm WSAZ News Channel 3 meteorologist Brandon Butcher on the Ohio Valley's hit music channel, Mix